News we're following for you out of Shreveport, Louisiana. 8 children are dead after what police are calling a domestic disturbance. Officials are working to gather more details about the horrific event, which extended across 3 locations. The victims are between the ages of 1 and 14 years old. Police reporting the suspect was fatally shot during a vehicle chase. Here is how one officer described the scene.
The individual responsible, once leaving this scene, performed a carjacking right here in close proximity to the corner of West 79th and Linwood, at which point in time, Shreveport Police patrol officers got behind that vehicle and they chased into it. The vehicle was chased into Bossier Parish, and at which point in time, Shreveport police officers did discharge their firearm, and that individual is deceased.
A total of 10 people were shot. The investigation is ongoing.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone.
Man, so basically it seems like, and this is the gist of the story I got, I don't have the whole piece, but it seems like as if a man has fatally shot all of his children. And he shot the mother too, I believe, but she didn't die. And then he went on the run, and it, like the lady said, the officers ended up killing the man in a run. And to me, I feel like he wanted to be killed because, to be honest, that's the only reasonable outcome of this situation. You don't do such heinous crime without, most people don't want to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Most people rather just end it there too, because you did such a heinous crime. You don't want to live like that. Anyway, and then again, we got to understand when the suspect's dead, it's really a open and shut case, just like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just they wipe their hands with it and they on to the next day. They can't prosecute nobody from this because the suspect has died too. Now, for the reason of doing this, there's rumors saying that it was for domestic violence, and that's neither here or there. It doesn't matter. What should have happened is someone like this should have been in more control of his emotions, because I tell people all the time, an emotional woman, that's like a regular Tuesday, right? But an emotional man is a dangerous man. And those men need to either get help, assistance, or their weapons or something need to be removed because they have tempers and they're willing to do more heinous actions than a woman with said weapons. Let's just say that. And this is a sad situation, man. And like, sometimes I feel like you ain't got to do all that, man. You could have just, what I'm saying, not to advise it, but yourself, what I'm saying, leave. That's the best option, to be honest with you. You could just leave. You don't have to do really anything. Just, I know it's forbidden to be a deadbeat, but in this situation, that's more preferred. And that's what I really believe in, because when I hear these things about men, and it could be the wife cheating, because there's in most substances, I hear that, oh, the wife cheated, man can't take it, he stuck 5 kids, if he leave, child support, he's married to the woman, break up, whoop-de-whoop, the whole 9. And sometimes in my heart, I tell people, don't love so hard. But that's almost impossible for a man not to love his family, you know what I mean? But not to the point where he's willing to harm his children. I knew people that was willing, and I hate to say this, but I knew people that loved their dog so much that they messed with the dog, let's just say. Let's ended the dog instead of gave it away, because they didn't want somebody else to have possession of it. Those are crazy people, by the way. But I'm just saying that stuff like happens in Chicago a lot. People, they harm dogs in order not to give it to somebody else. They harm children not to, relinquish. They'll hurt the woman to not relinquish it to another man, to responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Instead of correct the house. Now, I don't know the situation at hand, but I think it doesn't matter the situation before this. Just because this is extreme. This is beyond what should happen. Let's just say that. It's a sad situation, man. And like I said, it's an open and shut case. It's always going to be an open and shut case anytime the suspect dies, just like that. It'll just be an investigation. That's it. This is horrible. All younger than 15 years old. 8 children died. Louisiana, man. That's crazy. It's a sad situation we live in, man, because it's like, man, can we all just be okay? Like, can we be normal sometimes, I guess? And sometimes maybe it's the stress of money. It's the stress of infidelity. It could be a lot. You know, sometimes I don't know what goes through a man's mind, but therapy is an option. And I advise the people that feel like, and I was raised by a father who wasn't present. But in this instance, if it was my father being not present or, you know, killing everyone, I prefer him to be gone. You get what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm more reasonable with it. No one would judge you if you told your homie like, man, I'm gonna do everybody in, bro. I just prefer to be a deadbeat father. We would accept that, sir. We really would. We wouldn't even think too much of it. The only person that wouldn't understand that is probably the women you tell it to. But men understand that. At least I do in this instance. Like if I had a homie and he told me that he left, he was a deadbeat and he ain't taking care of his family no more. But the only other option was what this guy did. Hey man, I condone you for doing the right thing, the righteous thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not righteous that you left because, you know, that's a coward act. But at the end of the day, it's less of a coward act to hurt them. It's more of a coward act to hurt them. So that being said, man, this is a very sad moment right now we live in. What's going on in the world, bro? We gotta do better as people, man. Somehow, we just gotta come together. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any answers. This. It's for God to answer, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. Your boy Angelo Savage. Let's go.